Are you looking for an updated coastal retreat just steps away from the beach, pretty close to Panama City Beach, but not quite in it? Well, welcome to 15 Pompano here in Inlet Beach. This house is absolutely gorgeous and so convenient. It's convenient to everything. We've got shopping right over there. We've got 98 right there. We've got the beach right behind me, which I'm going to show you guys later. We've got 3 stories, 4 bedrooms, plus a bunk area, and then 5 bathrooms, 4.5. But let's go look inside. This place is absolutely fantastic. So I do want to say a quick thank you to Clint Cohen with Scenic Sotheby's for allowing me to show you guys this gorgeous property. And I'm of course AJ Baduke, your local 30A buyers real estate agent with the original Life on 30A YouTube channel. Happy to meet y'all if it's your first time here. Okay, so on this first level, thankfully, we do have a bedroom right here. This is going to be more of a guest bedroom. It's not huge, but it is plenty spacious for whatever it is that you might need. You do have a full closet over here and then a Jack and Jill to the bunk area. So this bathroom does not have a tub. It's just your standard shower over here, but very beautifully done. You'll notice all throughout this home that we've got natural or hardwood floor throughout, with of course some tile in the wet areas, and I think one of the closets has LVP down, but for the most part we've got this gorgeous natural wood all throughout. It just speaks beachy. And then over here, of course, we've got these beautiful built-in bunks. You've got plenty of storage, and this has that Jack and Jill access to the bathroom as well. Makes it super convenient. Sorry guys, I just had a yogurt before I started shooting. It was a bad idea, but I didn't have time for lunch. But we've got this beautiful little living space down here in between, because the main living space is going to be on the 2nd floor. We're on the 1st floor right now. So you've got this cute smaller living space here in between the 1st bedroom over here, and then we've got another bedroom over here, and of course your stackable washer dryer. So what that does is it gives us some functionality for if you've got a multi-generational home, maybe your grandparents live with you, or your parents, your in-laws, what have you, or if you've got guests, if you're going to Airbnb this property out, it can allow for those that have some difficulty accessing higher level floors. So it's really great to have at least 1 bedroom on the 1st floor. Highly recommend, if you're looking at investment properties, that there's at least 1 bedroom on the 1st floor. So here's the 2nd bedroom. So we had the 1 bedroom, this is the 2nd bedroom, and of course we had the bunk area. This bedroom is a bit larger, and it's got this great view of the community pool right over here behind me. Super easy walking distance. So you're crazy easy walking distance to the beach and crazy easy walking distance to the pool that you don't have to worry about, because the HOA is going to handle fantastic. Here is the bathroom here in this guest room. Probably, I don't think this is going to be the master. So you've got a great size ensuite bathroom here and a great size closet. So I brought up the HOA about this property, and it's $830 per quarter. So really not a crazy amount compared to a lot of HOAs that I've seen. This house has 3,282. I almost said it weird. I can see the number in my head, but as I was saying it, it was going to come out wrong. And multiple balconies, all of them with water views. Look at this beautiful view of the Gulf straight from the living room. Absolutely gorgeous. And I just love this living space and how you've got the 2 accesses to the balcony. It just makes it feel way more spacious, even though it's already a great sized living room. There are no bedrooms on the 2nd floor. This is going to be all the like living community space type stuff. So you have a great size dining room here right in the center. You could have easily put a bigger table here. I don't know if you would need to or want to, but you could. There's plenty of space here. If you needed like a little hutch, you could absolutely fit it here. or if you just have some larger guests that need a little bit more space here at the table, then they've got plenty of space to move those chairs back if necessary. Here we have the absolutely beautiful kitchen. And I just want to kind of pan around and show you, we've got the nickel gap wall or siding all throughout, which gives it this very beautiful, very beachy, very, you know, kind of the standard that we see here on 30A. We see this all the time. It's just kind of like, oh, you see that nickel gap and it's like, oh yeah, we're on 30A. If you're not familiar with 30A, it's this road that's about 26 miles long, I think, and it runs basically parallel to 98. Just kind of dips down to the south a bit, and we've got a bunch of communities here. So we're all the way to the east, almost into Panama City Beach. We're in Inlet Beach. I believe we're in Park Place. Hold please. Yes, Park Place at Inlet Beach. So we're all the way to the east and super close to us. I'm sure you've heard, if you've heard of 30A, then you've heard of Alice Beach and Rosemary Beach. We're super close to those. We're just east of them. There's tons of stuff just to the north of 98, just north of us. You've got Cuvée and 30 Avenue and Donut Hole. There's a ton of stuff right there. There's shopping, there's restaurants, lots of restaurants. It's absolutely a lovely experience. Super close by. You could easily take like an Uber or something or walk. Super close, not to mention being at the single largest beach access I think we have for public beach accesses here along 30A, 250 feet away. So super convenient. But again, let's look at this kitchen some more. You've got electric appliances. Is one of these on? That definitely is switched to on. Nothing feels warm. You guys, I actually saved some clients of mine's butt one time. I had this listing and we had gas appliances throughout, and the stove had been turned on for photos, and the photographer left. Of course, they cut everything off, right? No more flames. Well, I happened to go by the next day because I wanted to switch out the sign that I had in the yard because mine kept blowing away. There's something faulty about it. So I wanted to replace it. So I had my daughter with me, and I only went to open the door to the house because my daughter is a child and has a super tiny bladder and needed to use the restroom. So I opened the door and get blasted in the face with gas. So I rush her out of there. I'm calling the gas company thinking there's a gas leak or something, and it was just coming from the stove. Absolutely insane. Thankfully, it didn't take long for it to air out because it's such a small leak. It had just built up over the, course of, 30 hours probably. But here's my gas line story for it. It was super scary at the time. But has nothing to do with this place. We've got Frigidaire, not gas appliances. They're electric, so you don't have to worry about that story that I just told you about. You've got this beautiful island that not only provides storage on one side, but your space for your stools on the other side. So you can absolutely be hanging out here in the kitchen while you're cooking and have some folks sitting there keeping you company while everyone else is over there watching football or whatever it is that people watch on TV these days. So really great, very functional space. So we had the 2 bedrooms plus the bunk room downstairs, no bedrooms on the living area, which is really nice because a lot of times if you have bedrooms on the same level as like the party area, then people start to get grumpy because they're not sleeping well, right? So I do want to show you this view though directly from the balcony. Let me do that real quick. Look at that. That right there is the beach parking. You don't need to park there because you can park in the driveway. You've got 4 driveway spots here, which is also great because something that we know about on 30A is that there isn't much parking. And also, in case I didn't show it to you, this is the half bath on this floor. Super convenient, so you don't have to go upstairs or downstairs in the event that you need to use the restroom. You've got one right here. And here we have another little balcony right off of this floor. So let's go up to the 3rd floor and check out some of these more amazing views and the remaining bedrooms. Given everything that you've seen so far, go ahead and comment down below. with how much you think this property is listed for. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Don't you dare go look on Zillow since I already gave you the address. As soon as we come up the stairs, after you're not winded anymore, we have this cute little seated area right next to one of the balcony accesses, which is fantastic. And then we have a sort of split floor plan. So we have this hallway that goes to one bedroom, and then the other's on the other side. Very spacious bedroom, and I love that it also has its own little balcony right here. Absolutely lovely. I know I'm winded, you guys. I haven't been on my Peloton in like a week. It doesn't take any time at all. And then we've got our ensuite bathroom here, and this one does have a tub, and I love how they did the subway tile all the way to the ceiling. I wish they would have done that in my house. I didn't think about it at the time, but my tub is obviously bigger than my daughter's tub, so she wants to be in my tub because she can literally swim circles in it. And she's like, mine's not big enough. Well, she splashes everywhere, and the tile only goes up so far because, you know, it's an adult's bathroom. So something I should upgrade later. And here we have the true master suite with amazing views of the Gulf right there. Can you imagine just waking up to that view? Because that's heavenly, truly heavenly. Over here we have the closet. I love that they put in this barn style door. Just a beautiful touch, and it's a great style closet, or a great size closet. And then we have the dual vanity here in the master bath and the walk-in shower. So we just have that one tub through the entire house. Don't bring a whole bunch of kids. That's what we're telling our tenants. And then of course the water closet, which is an absolute must. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not buying a house if the master doesn't have a water closet. I'm just not. But let me take you out onto this balcony and show you this amazing view of the beach so that you can see exactly how close you are to it. If you guys are still with me, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. This property is currently listed for $2,449,000 to be just steps from the beautiful emerald waters of 30A. Absolutely spectacular. Now I am going to show you guys what that beach access looks like, along with what the pool amenity looks like here in just a minute. But the first thing I want to do, I'm going to sit down at this table, or maybe this table, and I'm going to talk to you guys about insurance in Florida. That seems to be a really hot topic. Hurricanes, and also what the market is doing in our very specific area here. So let me get set up. I'll be right back. All right, I got myself all settled in. I was gonna sit outside and have you guys looking at the view behind me of the beach, but it's a little bit warm and my hair actually looks somewhat decent today, so we're not gonna push it, all right? So anyways, I told you I was gonna talk to you about insurance and hurricanes and also what the market is doing. So let's just do it in that order. So what's insurance like? Well, it's gonna depend on a couple of things, right? It's going to depend on what you're using the property for. Is it a primary residence or is it a rental? Because those are going to have an impact on how much you're charged for your premium. The other thing that's going to have an impact is whether or not you're in a flood zone. So technically all of Florida is a flood zone. However, if you're in flood zone X, then you aren't required to purchase flood insurance. If you're below that, AEV, whatever, then you're going to start to be required to have flood insurance. That's only if you're using financing. It's the lender that's going to require that you have that. If you pay cash, you're not required to have anything, although I would highly, highly recommend that you do purchase some form of insurance, whether you pay full cash or not. It's such a benefit. And if the flood insurance is only $500 per year, then it's absolutely worth it, even if you're in flood zone X, just in case. Listen, I live directly on the water and I had flood insurance just in case, even though it wasn't a requirement, and it came in clutch when Hurricane Sally came through and the waters actually came up that high. They came up high enough that there was flood damage. There was actually a boat ramming into my house because it came over the seawall. So craziness. Highly recommend flood insurance. That's gonna feed into hurricanes here in a minute. The other question that I get is Is insurance really difficult to get in Florida because we keep hearing about these carriers that are pulling out of the state? Yes, there are quite a few carriers that have pulled out of the state of Florida. Sorry about that. Business calls, and I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. So anyways, no, we don't have that issue with finding somebody to actually provide insurance. My team and I, we've been doing this for quite some time. We sell houses. I don't even know how many per year we do as a team, but it's quite a few. So no, we don't have any issues. Everybody that purchases through us gets insurance on their properties. None of us would sleep well at night if one of our clients was like, hey, do we really need insurance? We're like, no, you're fine without it. No, everybody gets insurance. We haven't had a single issue to date. Waterfront properties, condos on the water, flood zones, whatever it is, we'll be able to get you insurance. So not a problem. So let's move on to why people want insurance and talk about hurricanes. So yes, it's Florida. We get hurricanes all the time during hurricane season. And yeah, they can be a bit scary, but you don't stick around for them, right? Hopefully, unless you're hashtag Florida man, and nobody recommends that, even with your American flag out there in the middle of the street. Cool for videos, not cool for real life. For me personally, once it's definitely a category 1 and pushing a category 2, I'm just leaving the area. And it's not because I think a hurricane is going to rip my house away or anything like that. No, the problem is I'm a little bit bougie, and this is Florida. So I like my AC, I like my potable water, I like my toilet paper and food on demand. So I don't want to be here when there are downed trees and electrical lines and no cell phone service. I don't want to deal with any of that, especially not with a young daughter. So, and a dog. So I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So I'm going to leave the area until all of that has been cleaned up and taken care of. This way I'm not trapped inside my own home without a way to go and get refreshments. You know, I just don't want to deal with that. Are you perfectly safe in your home? Yeah, probably. Is it a huge mega inconvenience? Absolutely. Now, that's not to say that every single time you're absolutely safe in your property as long as you put your sandbags down and such. No, that's not the case. You know, you start looking at a category 5, it doesn't matter how, impact proof or resistant these windows are. Like, there's that chance, and it's really just not worth it. Your house is either going to be here when you get back or it's not. But you being here with it is not going to benefit literally any situation. You just lock it up. They've got amazing accordion style shutters that you can install. There are, mesh coverings that you can put over the windows and the doors. They have these really cool, like pool noodle looking things that you can set down, and they're super light when they're dry, but then they absorb the water as it comes and touches them. So you don't have to worry about like lugging sandbags everywhere. The things that they come up with to make this process so much more efficient and easy to clean up afterwards, it's amazing. So there's quite a bit that you can do to make it so that your house is locked up and you can leave and watch it from afar and then come back when it's either safe or convenient to do so. Just go on a little vacation. That's what I do. To me, hurricanes are so much better than the other natural disaster provoking things that go on. Fires, earthquakes, and tornadoes. We don't deal with that so much. So we have like a week of notice to say, that looks like something I want to leave the area for. I don't know. And then, call Aunt Georgia or something like, hey, can I come stay with you? You have time to make arrangements. Whereas with an earthquake, it's like, grab onto something, we're going down. Or if it's a tornado, it's like run to the cellar, and will the house still be there when it comes, when we come out of that safe room? So in terms of, which issues I would rather deal with, for me, I'd rather have that notice and that ability to leave and then come back and deal with it. So Just my point of view on that. So now let's get into the market here on 30A. So I'm going to cover like the east side of 30A and Inlet Beach area. I don't have these numbers memorized. You guys, I just got back from Cabo, which was absolutely amazing. If you guys have never been to Cabo, go to Pedregal. That was absolutely amazing. We were in this villa where it was built into the side of the cliff, and it was the most incredible place I've ever been in my life. Highly recommend, and the food was fantastic. All right, but let's talk about the market. So first of all, let's talk about what's actually sold in the last 90 days in this area, specifically talking about houses. We're not talking about condos right now. So 39 homes sold in this area in the past 90 days. They averaged about 3,666 square feet and a list price of, or I'm sorry, a sale price of 4.04 million. And they were on the market for about 111 days average. So that's looking at about $1,119 per square foot for what has actually sold, successfully sold and closed in the past 90 days. Now, as for what's actually pending right now, so it's active, it's on the market, but something, it's under contract. We've got 27 homes in this area with an average of 3,589 square feet going for 5.01 million. So that's 1,290 square feet with an average of 86 days on the market. That's insane. So we're looking at just slightly smaller square footage, $1 million more, and less days on the market. That sounds pretty positive. But what is active on the market right now, including this property? There are 165 homes that are active right now with an average of 3,777 square feet, listed at 5.31 million. So an average of $1,342 per square foot. And they've been on the market for 143 days. That's crazy to me. So what's actually sold had a little bit more square footage than what's on the market right now, and for $1 million less. But what's actually under contract right now has slightly less square footage for $1 million more and went faster. So that's crazy to me. And then what's active on the market, not with a contract, is listed even higher. It's a whole million average, a whole million more on average, and 143 days on the market. So basically, those properties that went on the market and were way overpriced from the beginning and didn't come down are still sitting. So something to know. So what about this house specifically, 15 Pompano? So we're priced well below what's active, what's pending, and what actually sold as the averages, because we're at $746 per square foot. So as a quick reminder, we have, 3282 square feet? I just forgot my numbers all of a sudden. Yeah, 3282 square feet, and we're at 2.449 million. With that view, 250 feet to the beach, and the pool right here, fully furnished. I don't think I told you guys, but it was only built in 2016 too. It's not even an old property, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you guys have any questions at all about this property, please comment down below. Give me a call, text, or email. All my contact information is on the screen. Yes, I'm a real person. If you're one of my return viewers or even one of my past clients, you know that at least 50% of my business comes from these YouTube videos that I do for you guys. You guys are like, oh, AJ, she's a real person. I want to work with her. I am a real person. You will have my cell phone number. It'll be me you work with. So contact me if you have any questions. For now, let's go and check out the beach access, check out the pool. I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you the pool for any length of time, because it sounds like there's some people in there and it would be really weird to just be filming people at the pool. I don't want anyone to be like, that creeper AJ. So just stick with me for a minute. I'm going to show you those amenities. So here's a path from the road to get to the pool, which, I mean, we could have absolutely just gone outside, but I wanted to show you guys the beach here in a second anyway, so I just hook my car over there. But you could have absolutely accessed it from back here, but here's the pathway, and here is the pool. It's absolutely lovely, just a couple steps away. I don't know if I'm gonna need a key card for this. Nope. Sweet. Oh, we got it all to ourselves, so I can actually take this video and not have to worry about looking like a creeper. Look how beautiful this is. Absolutely love that waterfall over there. And you've got tons of space to lay out. Like, no one's going to be fighting each other trying to get one of these loungers. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's go see the beach. So yes, I parked my car by the beach and then walked over here to get the video of the pool, and I'm walking back to my car. I did it a little bit in a crazy order, but I didn't have enough to eat, so my brain isn't functioning at full capacity. But I'm only telling you that so that you can understand how close the proximity is between the house, the pool, and the beach. Like, could I have just left my car in the driveway instead of parking by the beach? Absolutely. But in my head, I was like, well, if it's already there, then, you know, that's just going to be better. It was silly on my part. Should have just left it at the house. Here I am, basically at my car already at the beach access. So let's go look at it. Here is the beach access, and look at all that parking down that way and all of this parking down this way. So I've got this main part right here. And that's it. I mean, you can see the water right here. Absolutely gorgeous. I would walk all the way over there for you guys, but like I said, it is crazy humid and I gotta meet one of you guys for a property tour in like 30 minutes. I don't wanna look too crazy, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. And if you have any questions at all about 15 Pompano or any other properties here along the Emerald Coast, I would absolutely love to assist you guys. If you're feeling kind of tired and this video just didn't put you to sleep enough, you can click on this link over here and it'll take you to one of my other videos. If you really liked it and you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ding the bell so that you get notified every time I do another video. And I will see y'all at the next one. Bye, y'all.